Okay, so I'm going to tell the story really quick of um the time where my dad decided to kill a raccoon and hang it in front of my window. Yeah, so I'm gonna try not to, obviously, animal abuse, trigger warning. Obviously, the title is gonna clearly give away that, but yeah, I should have pulled up the chat GPT where I was like thinking about this incident a couple months ago, and I was like, I looked it up on chat GPT, and chat was like, that's not even legal. That's not a legal way to kill a raccoon or nothing. So, but hold on, I could probably find it. Or just search. Let's see. Yeah, so this conversation with chat, I was like, what is the worst type of narcissism? Then it gave me the different types. Then I talked about he's harmed animals in front of me. This might not be the one. Well, yeah, it is. So basically in this chat, I was going through like all the animal incidents. I'm wondering, should I tell them all in this one video, or should I just like, maybe I should tell them all, because that is something people don't talk about. Like, people don't talk about the aspect of, yeah, they're abusing their children, their wife. They never talk about like the animals who get abused, or just the strange behavior towards life in general. And y'all can please be up in my comments, please. If you want to be armchair psychologist, please, because I'm calling all professionals, because I need to know. Like, I go to chat for a lot of stuff, but like, they can't always tell me for real, like, what's really, really, really going on. So, yeah. I could go ahead and tell it in order. So, I grew up with a pet. His name was Viper. He was an American Eskimo. He was born April 98. I was born October 98. So he was a couple months older than me. My sister, it was either my sister by herself or my sister and my brother picked him out at the pet store. I think it was my sister, mainly. So, now that I think about it, that also kind of doesn't make sense, because why would my sister pick out me and my brother's dog that we were gonna grow up with? She didn't live with us. She was visiting. She had to have been visiting during that time. I understand if she was like, if my dad was just valuing her opinion of the puppy over my brother's, but I don't know. I'm sure my brother liked him too. Anyway, so yeah, I grew up with a dog. He loved winter, he's an American Eskimo. He blended in. He loved the snow. He was outside all freaking winter. In the summer, he was inside all freaking summer in the aircon, because he wouldn't have survived out there. And, he was horrified of fireworks. But when I think about him, I just remember, it's so strange, because he had his little, I hope I don't freaking cry over my first dog. But, yeah, so I just remember, in the summertime, when I'm not in school, I remember, walking down the hall, I'd want to get a snack or something, I don't know. It'd be 12 or 1 a.m., parents sleep. I just remember turning the corner and flipping the light on, turning the corner, and always seeing him in his little spot that he had, right to the left of the door, where he always laid. And I remember him to be a pretty calm dog. I don't remember him running around and crashing into stuff, jumping on people. He was hostile at the vet. Apparently there were several times where he got that bad rating at the vet. So, he had a temper with strangers. Yeah. But I don't remember him being taken on walks. And let me preface this by saying, I was only really conscious of him when I got older, if you know what I mean. And he passed away when I was it was the summer going into middle school. I'm trying to think now. It was the summer going into 8th grade. Yeah. So, yeah, he passed away. It was June. So, and he had something wrong with him, but it was, I don't know what it was. It was like something with his butt because I remember like when he would go to the groomers, it was something. I don't know what it was. But yeah, I'm assuming my dad didn't want to get him help. Animal experts, please tell me like what that could have been. I don't know. It was like lumps on his little butt, around his like butthole. That's all I remember. So yeah, that summer, and he used to chill under the deck. Like there was a little hole where he could go into. So say like this is the back of the house, and then there's the deck right here, and then there's this little hole on the side. It's blocked off now, but there was this little hole on the side where you can go underneath like the wood planks, and then it's like the little crisscross planks under the deck, and it's just like dirt down there. I'm like, that's where he would chill. So, you know, that day I guess my dad like opened the door and try and call him in for the night because it was nighttime, and he didn't answer. So, you know, I guess my dad was down there, and you know he was gone, and he lifted. I guess he had to lift out one of the planks because there was no other way to get him out of there, and took him to the vet, and you know, he was gone. So that was like the first pet experience for me. I didn't really take care of him. I didn't raise him from a puppy. I didn't take care of him. Nothing. Okay, so moving on. Growing up, my dad always had a BB gun. I don't know why. I mean, he was in the military. I'm not gonna make assumptions, but I feel like certain people who were in the military cannot let it go, and they always need like weapons in the house. So I guess that was his weapon of choice, that he felt was safe with children in the house. I don't know, because he always just had it. It wasn't even hidden. It was just out. And like in the dining room, there's this little, by the china cabinet, a little like area by the china cabinet. He just had it up, just sitting there. And then I remember sometimes in the summer, he would just have it by the door. Why did he have his BB gun just sitting by the door in the summer? Because he was shooting squirrels. You would have thought he had some kind of tick where it's like he needs to shoot a squirrel, because every time he saw a squirrel in the trees in the backyard, he'd get the BB gun, open the door, peer out the screen door, and just like shoot it. And he swore this is not hurting the squirrels, just scaring them. You know, that's very questionable. Would you just get a little bit frightened if you were hit by a BB gun? I think it would actually hurt, now that I think about it. But for years, I just believed that, it's not even hurting them. It's just like scaring them. I'm not gonna lie, like for a long time, I thought that he was like not hitting them at all. Like he was like just shooting near them, hitting the tree near them, and then it would scare them and they would jump off. No, he was actually hitting them. So that was an ongoing thing. Like I'm talking years. that he was doing that. Don't know why he stopped. Just all of a sudden, I don't know when. But eventually it might have had something to do with Essie and Max. Potentially. But yeah, he did that for years, and then he just like stopped doing it and put the BB gun not in the closet, but just didn't touch it. And then I think he did put it in the closet. Don't know what that was all about, but as I'm looking at this chat I had a couple months ago, I say, when I told my therapist about how he'd shoot squirrels in the backyard with his BB gun, and this was a normal average occurrence, she was so disturbed. She was like, yeah, that's very abnormal behavior. So this is my therapist that I started seeing in like this May, and saw her till last month. So yeah, don't know what that was all about, because get real, we are in their territory. There's not supposed to be homes here. There's supposed to be trees here. So why are you? And then it's like, it's outside. It's the outdoors. Do you know how many squirrels are going to hop in the trees in your backyard? It would be insane. It would be maniacal to ever think that you are going to stop squirrels from being in the trees in your backyard. Anyway, then especially when there was a bird feeder out there hanging from the tree, like of course the squirrels. And now that I think about it, don't you want squirrels on your bird feeder? Maybe. Don't they like the food too? I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, that was kind of, I still don't know what it was. It really starting to look like it was just shooting squirrels to hurt them. Because it's like, if you thought you were going to stop them from being in the backyard, you're psychotic. If you were doing it to scare them and you weren't really hitting them, that's also psychotic. But nah, I'm for sure he was hitting them for real. So, yeah. Then we come to incidents with raccoons. So, the way that house was, it's like, it's not an accessible attic, but there's like an area above the ceiling where you can get to it. There was like a square cut in the ceiling. He would take the ladder if he needed to go up there and get up there, and it was, I only saw it like once, and it was just like a big open space, and it was open because at the top of the house was like a spindly thing on the top of the house that spins in the wind, like it's not electric or nothing, and it has slits in it. So, sometimes animals can get in. There was many times where it was, little raccoon families. And there was a really bad time where it was like, man, I thought I was going crazy. Because it would be right above where my room was. It would be right above there, like, or on the wall, in between the wall, right behind my headboard. And I would hear like type noise early in the morning. I didn't know what it was at first. I'm like, somebody trying to get in. It was just like raccoons and stuff. Anyway, so this incident I had, it was a school night. Specifically, I remember because I was already in bed and it was like, my bedtime was 9:30. So it was 9 something and my lamp was on. Because I always used to read before bed or journal before bed. So I had the lamp on. And I just remember my dad being outside. He had the BB gun. And I remember there's two options. Undoubtedly, there was a raccoon hanging in front of my window. And let me just let you understand. You're looking at the house like this. Like, this is the left and this is the right. There's a window right here. And that room was my old room that got turned into my mom's office. So that room was empty. And then there was my room, the window to my room. So I'm just telling you, there was 2 windows. If a raccoon needed to be hung in front of a window, there was 2 options. So it's like, why would you hang it in front of mine? And I really want to say I was like, I was not in middle school. This was more like 5th or 6th grade. So I was like 10 or 11. And yeah, he was out there standing in the driveway with the BB gun. There was a raccoon hanging from a rope. Some kind of string. I don't know. That's why I was on ChatGPT. I'm like, I don't know if he bought a trap. But they said, I don't know. They said normal raccoon trapping for addicts doesn't involve the animal hanging in front of a window. They said common raccoon traps for addicts, live cage traps, one-way exclusion doors or funnels, snap traps or kill traps. They said these are illegal in many states. Designed to kill on impact, usually in the addict, or professional wildlife control. So obviously that's not, none of that happened. I don't remember if the raccoon was alive or dead already, hanging in front of the window. It was some kind of chaotic DIY situation. That's all I remember. Because he either had it hanging alive in front of my window, and shot it dead with the BB gun, which, can you kill with a BB gun? I mean, that never occurred to me until just now. Can a BB gun kill a raccoon? And could it, well, let me see. And has it ever killed a person? I don't think a BB gun has killed a person. Oh, they must. Ooh. So I doubt he killed it in front of the window. He must have already killed it. How did he kill it? How did he kill it? If it was dead hanging in front of the window, it was already dead when he pulled it out the attic. However he pulled it out the attic. So how did he kill it in the attic? Unless he used one of those traps, which, is that illegal in Ohio? How would he get that then? Okay. Are kill traps for raccoons illegal in Ohio? Yes, in many cases, using kill traps is restricted or effectively illegal. You can legally trap a raccoon if it qualifies as a nuisance, causing property damage or public health risk. As long as the raccoon is trapped, it must either be euthanized humanely or released on the property. You can't relocate it elsewhere. Okay. Bro, how did he kill it? He couldn't have killed it with the BB gun. It said that would have taken way too long. I don't know. I don't think I want to know. This just turned into something even more disturbing than what I remember. So if it was already dead, and he was hanging in from the window, and he had his BB gun out because he had the BB gun out in the driveway at 9-something at night on a school night, right? So, I mean, I hope not, but I wouldn't put it past him that he had killed the raccoon and then hung the raccoon dead so he could shoot at it. A little bit more is coming back to me as I'm talking about it. Like, I remember eventually, obviously, he threw it in the trash. It had to have been a Tuesday night, because trash came Wednesday morning. So I think it was a Tuesday night, because he had wheeled the trash. The trash came outside, put the trash out on the grass. So yeah, whatever reason, there was a dead animal hanging in front of my window. Okay. And then God, more memories coming back. Now, there did used to be like a mice problem. And, you know, fine. Mouse traps, put them up. Put some cheese on them. Boom. You hear them snap. But, I remember my dad taking a picture of one of the mice one of these times. He took a picture of the mouse dead in the trap. And I know he sent it to my sister. But it's just like, fuck is wrong with you? I thought it was funny, of course. I don't know why that happened. But anyway. So yeah. Viper passed away. Years went by. My dad's like, oh, I need another dog. I need another dog. I need another dog. We need another dog. I need a dog around here. For years, right? So he had years. Who knows how many years? Do the math. He had years to research a dog breed that would be good for us, right? This man was always complaining to my mom about cleaning. Let's get this straight. My mom wasn't no housewife. She wasn't no stay-at-home mom. My mom worked the whole time, right? She always worked. She was working while she was pregnant with me, right? So, full time. So, you know, chores, you and your wife is working, you're both working full time. Nobody needs to be doing more chores than the other. But, come on. Be for real. So he was always complaining to my mom about vacuuming, like, oh, you said you were gonna vacuum every week. This floor needs to be you know, the whole incident where your parent just wakes up and starts raging and cleaning the house, complaining that nobody ever helps them and they have to do everything and all that. So that's petless, right? You would think this dumbass would think, oh, okay, I don't like vacuuming, so, but I want a dog. Let me get like a short hair dog that don't shed. Let me get a dog that don't shed, or they have short hair, or they have no hair. Is there a dog that exists with no hair? I don't know. What dog does he decide to get? And then it's like, oh, he knew damn well he wasn't going to wash the dog himself. So it's like, let me make sure I get a dog that's like easy maintenance. Like, they don't have the furry hair, they have like that short, stiff hair that don't really do nothing. Let me make sure I get like a smaller size dog. So when they do need to get cleaned, it's not a huge big deal. Let me get a dog that doesn't have a furry tail, so their tail doesn't get all matted up. He knew he wasn't going to want to take a dog on a walk, right? Not once did he think to himself, let me get a low-key, non-energetic, like house type dog. You know? Like a what? A Maltese, a Shih Tzu. let me get one of those like dogs that, you know, they were bred to just be like a lap dog, basically a lap dog. Right? That would make sense for someone who doesn't want to take a dog on a walk. You don't want to give them a bath. You don't want hair all over the place in your house. And you don't want to train a dog. Okay? And this man is also smart, right? He's a genius, right? So, what kind of dog at the end of the day does he decide to get? Max, who is a German Shepherd, Poodle, Australian Shepherd mix. Let me show you a picture of Max. My phone charged now. Let's get real. And apparently the guy who Max was bred, the breeder was trying to do something specific. He was trying to breed a dog to look like a lion. That's according to my dad. Who knows? He's a liar, so we don't really know if he's telling the truth, honestly. But yeah, and the story is Max didn't make the cut. So then he came home with us. Let's see, I'm sure I can come across his little baby photo. Little Max. Yeah, this is March. Yeah. So, okay. Max looks like he's gonna be low key. Nothing, not too deep, you know? Yeah, he got a little bit bigger. Let me fast forward here. Okay. You just saw those pictures. Okay. He turned into this. Okay. You can see what type of hair he has. It's not soft. It's like a little bit rough, like from being a poodle. Curly sometimes, crazy other times. Gets matted, dreads up, especially around his tail, bushy tail, long hair all over his face. Yeah. Then let's think about the breeds that he got mixed with. Poodles. I hear they love the water, right? Let's do some research. Poodles, I know poodles to love water and swimming. So that's an active dog. German Shepherds are freaking police dogs. For a very good reason. Kind of aggressive. And then Australian Shepherds. They're shepherd dogs. Like, they need to do something. So it's insane to me that you would get a shepherd dog that you're not going to exercise him. You're not going to take him on walks. I was the only one who ever bought him any toys. Okay, my mom did sometimes. The toys that I bought Max, I had got him, like, I went on Chewy.com because I saw a commercial, and then I was like, oh, we have a dog now, so, like, let me get on here. Got some kind of, in the mail, like a coupon. I got him those little, like, the brain type games where you have to pull this lever and then boop, and then you get your treat and stuff. That is the only thing that would keep that boy from losing it. He could not be kept occupied otherwise. So, and then I had got him that little, had a special name, start with a K, where you fill it up with like kibble, top it off with peanut butter, and then you put it in the freezer for your dog, and then they have to like lick it, and it takes a long time. I got him like 2 of those. That was the only way to keep him occupied and calm. So yeah. So you've gotten pretty much the most energetic dog you could get, basically. Just a whole big accumulation of active dogs that you're not gonna let your dog be active. So, okay, so he's a puppy, so I'm like, okay, I need to take care of a puppy now. Oh my gosh, I gotta do this research. Like, he needs to go out on walks. Let's get his leash. Let's take him out on a walk. So to get me to not take a dog on a walk, my dad tried to scare me and be like, you can't take him out on a walk. Like, someone will steal him. You don't want people to know you have a puppy in the backyard. It's like, okay, fine. Then once he did get older, he was so misbehaved already. He couldn't be around other dogs. He was just, it didn't make any sense. He was so hostile toward other dogs. But if a stranger, like an HVAC dude, came in the backyard to look at the air conditioning, he didn't care at all. It made no sense. He was backwards. He thought he was a fucking human. So anyway, when Max was still a puppy, there was this incident. I don't even remember what happened. I guess he peed on the floor because, like, he's potty training. Just, can you imagine a father doing this to their toddler who's learning how to use the potty? It becomes, I don't know what's worse. I don't know what's worse. So, yeah, I guess Max had peed on the floor or something, missed his pee pad, something like that. So my dad got mad, started screaming at Max. I don't know, he was a couple months old. He wasn't even 6 months old. Screams at Max and tells him to get out. He opens the door and yells at him to get out. So Max runs outside, runs down the stairs into the yard. And Max was so scared, he would not come back up on the stairs. Like, when I tell you, it was nighttime. Max was not, eventually my dad was calling him back up. He was not even approaching the stairs to the deck. He was so scared. I was like, why would you yell at him? Eventually, you ask somebody, why are you doing something so stupid so many times? And they just keep ramping it up. You just got to give up for your own mental health. So, you know, started witnessing the hitting. Yes, he was hitting our dog. Shoving him. Max, he became a problem when I got pregnant. His rowdy behavior was definitely a problem because he was so out of control. You know, like you couldn't even play with him. I could not even play with him because he would get so riled up. All that energy would absolutely nowhere to go. He would get riled up. He would start running around the living room, knocking the couch to the side, all this stuff, messing up the carpet. And then he would like run and jump on you. His nails weren't getting cut properly. So he was oh my God, the amount of scratch marks I had. You literally would have thought I had a cat. The way my arms got scratched up with him. So obviously, when I was pregnant, that was a serious problem. I think he jumped up on me once because he did kind of know something was going on. He was so cute too. I have pictures of like, you know, I thought somehow him and Delaney was going to like grow up together. That didn't make sense, but in my head I was thinking about it. Because I guess I was thinking that eventually I was going to take Max with me wherever I went, but no, that's too much. So, yeah, I think he did it once. My dad went and shoved him to the ground, and it's just like, you didn't fucking need to do that, you asshole. What are you shoving a dog to the ground for? Stop. And then cussing at him, calling him names, calling him stupid. Yeah. Everything wrong you could do to a pet. This was the perfect dichotomy. So anytime you hear a parent say, I fed you, I clothed you, and I gave you a roof over your head. This is the exact like epitome of what that actually looks like. Max was fed, never missed a meal, always got his treats. But he was barely ever clean, was not groomed, getting yelled at, called names, getting pushed, shoved to the ground, hit, being left outside hours upon hours. Oh my gosh. I can't tell. Like, there was too many times where I was just sitting in my room, right? And then I noticed a downpour starts. A downpour, like torrential. And suddenly I realized, I'm like, wait, is Max in the house? Because you saw that picture of him? Combine that with mud. So I'm like, oh shit. And then I told you, he mentally freaking ill, like the epitome of mental illness, running circles in the backyard, in the dirt. Won't stop for nothing. Like, you could call his name, he would, oh my God, he would just black out. So then I would jump up and I would be like, oh God. Because guess who would have to clean all that mud off of him? Me. Okay, so I'd jump up and I'd be like, oh shoot, we gotta go get Max. Then I'd be going to the door. My dad would stop me and be like, what are you doing? Leave him outside. What? And then it's like, he would be like, leave him outside to get wet and muddy. He's already wet. He's been in the mud. So, but then you're going to yell and make a big deal and get mad and start throwing a little fit when the floor gets dirty because there's mud all over the floor. Then I know for a fact, if he gets dirty and muddy, my dad is not going to want to bring him in the house ever for that very reason. So he's going to leave him out there constantly to get dirtier and dirtier. Who's going to have to clean him up? Me. There was too many times where he was like, leave him outside, and it was stupid. Rain is one, and yeah, he had a doghouse. Still, why do you want your dog outside in the rain, hiding from the rain in his doghouse? And then when it would snow, it would piss me off too, because my dad would be like, he's a dog, he's an animal. Like, dogs don't get cold. That man don't have two coats. I don't know if he does or not. That don't matter to me. I don't care. He's not a snow dog. An Eskimo in the snow is one thing. They belong there. A husky in the snow is one thing. They belong there. That's in them. It's not in no fucking German Shepherd or a poodle to be out in the snow. Okay? Especially not no Australian Shepherd. That don't even make a damn bit of sense. Australian. It's hot down there. So, that would piss me off too, because it's like, just because he's a dog doesn't mean he should be outside in the elements. He's a family member. He's a member of our family. Are we outside in the elements? Do you want to be outside in the elements? Why would you want your dog to be? So, there was probably hundreds. And then my dumbass brother would come over to visit. And obviously, I'm doing all the work for Max. I'm doing everything. Every trick he learned, he knows it from me. Everything he learned, I taught him. I taught him these tricks. Maybe I didn't even teach him. He's just smart. He was a smart dog. He's a smart dog who cannot live up to his potential because of his owner, that's the case of a lot of pets and a lot of children too, who cannot live up to their potential because of their fucking parents. And this was just, watching Max was just like, wow. Because the whole anxious running in circles thing, just circles, hours. Okay, and there was this one time, man, I came home from work this one day. Oh my God, this still pisses me off to this day. I came home from work one day. First thing I did when I came home, go to the back door, see what Max doing. Check on Max. So I go outside and I see him limping. He's limping with one of his paws like this off the ground. But he's still running in circles. So I came back in. I was like, oh my God, like Max is like limping. I think he's hurt. Like, get him up on the deck. Make him stop running in circles. Because at that point, my dad yelling was the only way he was going to come back on the deck to get in the house. I was like, make him come in the house. He was like, this asshole, he was like, oh, he's still doing that? What do you mean still? Then I'm made aware that he's been limping for at least an hour or more. And it was known And no one has done anything about it. Who does that? Who sees their dog limping and does nothing? Knowing their dog, because of you, has so much excess energy and is being driven so crazy that they run in circles regardless of anything going on around them. Like a madman. So you know he's not going to stop running in these circles. So I got mad. I'm like, get him up on the deck, please, so he can come in the house and I can look at it. Like, nobody's going to even try to look at his leg. Anyway, my dad finally goes outside, gets him in the house. I get Max to lay down. I'm looking at his paw. I'm looking in it. I don't see nothing stuck in it. I don't see nothing in between his paw. So I'm like, dang, maybe he like freaking sprained his ankle. Like, this boy would have so much energy. He would like bolt out the back door and just like fly off the deck onto the ground. And sometimes he would run up and skip the stairs. So I was like, oh, maybe he sprained his freaking ankle doing that. Anyway, I got him a bag of ice. And I was looking online at PetSmart for a little, what, I don't know what it was, thingy. I didn't know if I had to go that far. I was gonna go that far. But yeah, I gave him some ice. I put that ice on his paw. And then my dad gonna be, mocking and be like, ice on a dog? What's funny about it? My dog is injured, clearly. Looks like a sprain. Put some ice on it. Yeah, nothing funny about it. So, yeah, oh my God. That was sickening. I don't think of anything else that was like big that happened. Eventually, Max was not acting the same. He wasn't acting the same. Like, when he was in the house, he would just be so lethargic, energyless, just laying around, just like, he would lay down, like on the floor like this and just do his little eyebrow thing. Like, when somebody would talk to him, he wouldn't really barely move. I was like, damn, that's not my dog. Like, I just told you how crazy he is. I'm like, what's wrong with him? And I think I might have noticed this when I came back. Like, when I moved back in with my dad, with my daughter, when I had to. And I had been gone for like 6 months, and I noticed that. I was like, oh no. So, and then I told you he didn't get along with other dogs. He wasn't trained properly at all. He wasn't socialized at all. He wasn't going on walks. He wasn't taking on walks. By the time he by the time I realized, like, wow, I'm not about to let somebody scare me into neglecting a dog from seeing the world, you know, he was out of control. So, my brother has a dog. So whenever he would visit and bring his dog, a Great Dane mixed with something, but mostly Great Dane. So he would bring him, and Max had to stay outside. And it's just like, every time. Then if the dog wasn't there, he'd be brought in, he'd go too crazy, he'd be jumping on people, scratching people, and then he'd have to go back outside. But yeah. So, and then once my daughter was there, like, my dad started acting. He would be so rude to Max for no reason, like, and this is what also made me very suspicious of him. It's like, I'm holding my daughter on my lap. Max will come up and start sniffing her. What is he gonna do? Touch her with his fingers? He doesn't have any. He's a dog. He sniffs. It's just so dumb how people be like, why is that dog barking? What is he supposed to do? Talk? Why is he sniffing? Stop sniffing. What is he gonna do? Poke stuff with his non-existent finger? You want animals to not be animals? Are you confused that animals are animals? But yeah, you know, swatting at him when he gets near, being like, hey, doing all this extra shit when he's sniffing a baby. I'm sure he already knows how she smells, and he would be up on my stomach all the time while I was pregnant. He would lay his head on my stomach. So, you know, I don't know how that works with dogs. I don't know if they can smell the baby inside you. If they can, then it's like he already had her scent. He was just sniffing her because it's just like, what is this? So he's yelling at Max for sniffing. He'd be like, hey, get away from her, get. And then raise his hand, doing all. I'm not going to tell you 100,000 times. Now I have to raise a daughter. I don't have time to tell a grown adult 1,000 times. Stop raising your hand at a dog. Stop talking to a dog. Like, I don't have time for that shit. So, you know. Yeah. Last time I saw Max was when me and my brother went over there so I could pack all my shit in that U-Haul and get the fuck on. So I saw him. He was out in the backyard just running his circles. And I'm just like, I can't help you. So, and yeah. And my last video, I touched on this situation with Max getting into a fight with that gopher. Yeah, so I was 2 months pregnant at that time. And go outside, check on Max. What's he doing? Or I heard some ruckus. I think I heard a ruckus. I go outside, Max fighting with a gopher. Like, getting it up in his teeth and like swinging it and shit. So I'm like, oh my God. He fighting with an animal. I don't want to see him kill this animal. I also don't want him to get scratched or bitten and get rabies from this wild animal. So I go out there, I run out there. And then there's this little, like a garden box. I think that's what it's called. Where you keep like tools and outdoor stuff. So I open that, I go in there, I get a shovel. I'm holding the shovel as defense. I don't want rabies either. I'm pregnant. I don't need to be getting attacked by a wild gopher right now. So I go out there, creep downstairs, get on the and get in the yard. This girl is gonna be restless. She only been asleep for an hour. So, yeah, I'm down there in the yard, holding the shovel. I'm yelling, screaming. They finally like separate. Max goes over and, you know, he's lost interest. So he's doing his little circles again. So yeah, I'm down there. Max loses interest or whatever. Gets distracted, starts running her circles again. So now I'm just face to face with this wild gopher. And I'm still holding the shovel because I'm like, you kind of look like you about to jump on me. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what kind of animal you even are. Like, you just need to get out the yard. Come on now, get out the yard. But you're not going to jump on me and start attacking me though. So I'm like slowly backing up. And then my dad finally comes outside. He done heard the commotion. I done already broke up the fight. Coming in later. Acting like he doing shit. So then he takes the shovel from me. I don't know what we said to each other. He takes the shovel from me and then he just bam. For no reason. Like I just said, I was backing up. That thing looked like it was ready to turn around and leave. So he takes the shovel and busts this gopher upside the fucking head with the shovel. So hard, like with all his force. Honestly, the sound was sickening. But yeah, that was not pleasant. He knocked the thing out. I think he's dead as fuck. So I start going off on my dad. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why did you do that? There was no reason for you to do that. I said, I don't know about you. I don't know about you no more. Something is wrong with you. Yep. So then he left. He went back in the house. And then I was just standing there watching the thing because I'm like, is they up for real? And then he moved. I was like, woo. But then, he was only moving like the front half of his body. The bottom half of his body was fucking dragging. Like he had a nerve hit or something. He got paralyzed. My dad paralyzed that freaking gopher in front of my face for no reason. So the gopher is like dragging itself with its two front legs. This is one of the saddest things I ever seen. This is pathetically sad. Oh my God. Like I said in my last video, I'm not one of those types of people who's like, oh, I'm like animal rescue. Like I have to save this baby bird I seen. I have to save this kitten. Blah, blah. I'm not like that at all. But like I said, maybe it was because I was pregnant that I just had this instinct where like I wanted to get the thing and bring it in the house. Like I felt that terrible. Yeah, so it was just dragging itself. Because it came in, I guess it might have came in through a hole in the fence that was there. Because I don't remember if my dad had fixed the fence or not by then. It was a big enough hole for like dogs to come through. So, yeah, it was dragging itself toward that hole. I guess that's where it came from. Because there was also like a groundhog den in the corner of the yard. Like I said, I don't know what kind of animal it was still, so I don't know if gophers and groundhogs are the same, but yeah, it was dragging itself. I was just slowly walking behind it because I was trying to make sure Max like didn't notice and try to like really take it out. Excuse me. So I'm like walking behind it slowly. I'm waiting. I'm wanting it to get out the yard. And I was talking to it. I don't remember what I said to it. Probably saying I'm sorry. And yeah, I was yeah, and I remember like, yeah, I must have been telling it to go ahead and go, because it was so sad. That thing like looked at me. Like it was looking at me before it left. So I must have told him, go ahead and go. I don't know if he died. I just know I lost that year he made it out the hole and he started going this way. So I let it be. And you know what the crazy thing after all of that is? So I'm going to go back in the house and the screen door is locked. But my dad is standing there right by the door. Later on, I'm going to talk about, you know, his little locking me out the house games. It just keeps going, doesn't it? It keeps going. It's like, this is the first time, like, I've told my husband about this kind of stuff. He was the first person that I told anything that was going on in that house. Or anything that I've been through. So, yeah, this is my first time telling actual logical people. Who think like normal human beings. So, yeah, that was insane. So then after all that, the door is locked. He's locked me outside for no reason. Because he was standing by the door watching me. It's like, why do you have the door locked? You know I'm outside. Stupid. So then I went downstairs because my mom was downstairs. At this time, I think she had recently come home from the hospital after she had her brain surgery. After they removed one tumor. She had 2 tumors on both hemispheres of her head, and I think they removed the one that was causing her to be paralyzed on one side. Because it was bigger or more, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't take out both. I don't know. Maybe it would have been too invasive. But, yeah, she was downstairs. Yeah, we must have been down there eating because I returned to my Wendy's. Like, we was eating Wendy's nuggets, or she had Wendy's nuggets, and I have been sitting on the couch eating them with her. And then that's when I guess I heard, because like in the basement, it's like the basement, and then this is the back of the basement, and then right here is like that area where I said our first dog used to chill at, and there's a window right there. So like you can kind of hear what's going on outside. That must have been how I went outside. I don't know. But yeah, I returned downstairs and I sat down next to my mom. I'm telling her what just happened. She's not a big deal. Not a big deal. I said something is wrong with him. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else, any other incidents. But yeah, I mean, it's psychotic. I ain't got no words for that. But yeah, I made this video to kind of raise awareness. Don't leave pets with these types of people. Don't purchase pets with these types of people. Do not leave the innocent with these types of people. I'm telling you. Just don't do it. And I'm making this video because I feel like people don't talk about how how these types of people like treat animals. But you know, animal abuse should be taken seriously. It's disgusting. It's not right. It's morally wrong. It's a precursor to people hurting babies, as we see in this case. People hurting children, and people hurting those who are in vulnerable positions, like paralysis, illness, cancer. Yeah. Even stuff like stupid stuff like lighting the anthill. lighting ant hills on fire. There was an ant hill next to the house. Lighten that up. That don't make sense. Yeah, but I just want to talk about that because I never talked about all of that. I don't know. It bothers me, but among all the other stuff going on at the same time, only recently with Max did it really hit me like, damn, this is real life animal abuse. And there were so many times I had to fight the urge. Fight the urge to open that gate and just tell Max to leave. Or calling the SPCA myself. Like, how do you deal with that? You love your dog. But you want to release your dog because you're seeing them being treated so bad. Yeah, it's just sickening. But yeah, thank you for watching, and y'all can share your stories down below. Did you ever have to leave a pet behind with your abuser? You know, to anybody who has to do that, it is not your fault. Don't feel guilty that you were scared to call for somebody to take the dog away because maybe the abusive person would lie and say that you're making a false claim or like try and get you back for that. You know, don't feel guilty. Just know that it's not your fault. Some of this stuff, it's not even your responsibility to fix. Some situations is too far gone. But yeah, comment down below. Vent. If y'all got any diagnosis for this, I guess it's just psychopathy, because isn't those the ones who abuse animals? Because they just think it's funny. When my husband told me what he used to do as a kid to animals, I should have left him then. With frogs and stuff. I don't know. Then he telling me he want to get Delaney a puppy. I said, I'm not. Who's going to take care of that? I'm not taking care of that. He's never had a pet in his life. I don't think he thinks having a puppy is going to be easy. talking about, I want a pit bull, I want a Rottweiler. You sound stupid as fuck. Just shut up. Yeah, let me get up off here and go to bed before I get riled up. I do have an anger problem, but I feel like it's justified. It's justified with the situations and people I've had to deal with. Yeah. People who abuse animals are sick in the head. If you watching this video and you hurt animals, you can still be saved. To go get some help because it's a mental illness. You're not supposed to feel that way. Trust me, that's not normal. And you need to go get some help before you hurt another animal and before you start wanting to hurt children, because that's the next step. So, if you are a parent, if your child ever starts bringing you dead animals, please take them to a psychologist. Do not laugh it off. If your child's pets keep coming up dead, deceased, beheaded, cut open, come on, Jeffrey Dahmer, anybody? Like, please. Watch your children, watch what they're doing, watch who they're hanging around with and what they're watching online. Please. Unless you want to be on the news trying to explain why your child was eating people or why your child is a serial killer and why you didn't know. Okay? Please, please, please. Or why your child shot up a school and you're going to act like you don't know why. Please. This is like the number one sign of a future killer is animal abuse as a child. So please do not ignore this. Do not make a joke out of this. Watch your kids. Watch your sons, please, because everything is a pipeline, and most things in life are actually preventable. So, do not be shocked when your son, who likes to light animals on fire, starts lighting houses on fire. And then starts lighting people on fire. Don't be shocked and don't act stupid on the news, please. That stuff trips me out. Oh, we're looking into this school shooter's background, and it turns out he was posting videos of putting cats in the blender, and no one did anything. Oh my God. But yeah,